player's son. His father was an NBA player.
So out of all of them, basketball-wise, I guess Draymond Green went to the best basketball school, right? Because
Michigan State. Yep.
Yeah, Michigan State. Durant went to Texas.
He went to Texas.
Texas is
Durant,
pretty good.
So that was
Durant was a one and done. He went, and he was at the same time as Greg Oden coming out as well.
No, but school-wise, like success-wise, Draymond Green went to the best basketball school.
Yeah, because
out
of
of
Tom
all of
Izzo.
them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
and I think Durant was the first year.
Durant was highly. That Durant went to Texas was just he was a good fit for him.
No.
That
was the first year I think where you had to be one and done.
Yeah, but he went. He had a rapport with the coach, and the coach got him there, and he wasn't going to be a horse in the stable of Calipari or Spatino or whatever.
They had good games, against Oklahoma, Blake Griffin and Taylor Griffin.
Yeah, so he just went to a place that worked for him because he knew he was going to be done in a year. And,
Texas A&M was pretty good back then.
It was funny. I'm thinking of maybe one day we'll do it, playing like old interviews. I went right as the draft was coming up. I had Jason Whitlock on the Sports Talk. And a lot of things we're talking about it was a conversation about Vince Young had just won the Rose Bowl. So we're talking about Vince Young and Reggie Bush. And then Durant and Oden were both supposed to be 1 and 2 in the draft, and he was talking about why he would pick Durant over Oden. So it'd be a pretty good thing to show because that was over a decade ago, right? I mean, that would be really good to show. Really good.
Seattle Supersonics.
And now Jason Whitlock is, he's fairly well known, right? He's on Fox Sports now.
So I had said the best thing probably for LeBron to do was to get his friends to come to Cleveland to come help him out. But how do you guys feel would be the best step forward with players or whatever for LeBron to actually compete or beat this team in the near future? What could he do? Because he's the general manager also. Yeah. What could he do in order to even compete against this team?
Well,
Oh, good.
Well, you actually could say what should the Celtics do? I mean, you can answer. KJ is uniquely qualified to answer this, being Mr. Celtic fan extraordinaire, because really that's the question we're asking: who can do anything to compete? In football, they create something, whether the Wildcat, where they create something, and all of a sudden teams then learn to defense it. Either they start adapting it or they defense it. What do you do to defense the Golden State Warriors? I mean,
because we've watched this for 3 years now.
One of the things you do is just wait for these guys to get old. But that's
that's true.
That happens. Like we see with Kyle Korver, you lose your touch.
And Curry is the oldest one. I think Curry's going to be 29.
Yeah,
or something like that. Yeah.
So the only thing that could break up the party is age, and then guys wanting to get paid. So if you're the third guy there, you can get first guy money somewhere else. Yeah. So
and then throughout history, you always see like, what if Jordan didn't leave for that period of time? What if Kobe and Shaq didn't? I think it's really on Klay Thompson because I think he's the only one who might be the first one to leave. Should he just stay in and just see what they could possibly do? Because how many championships do you really think they could win with this core that they got?
It's a tough thing because it's all about money, right? In terms of what you need to do with your, he could stay there and he could be a champion, whatever, but he's never going to get paid. Yeah. Whereas he can have a life-changing event. His great-grandchildren would never have to work if he goes somewhere else and gets paid top dollar. Like, who's the guy? Mike Conley Jr., right?
Yeah, that money, yeah.
I mean, Mike Conley Jr.'s great-great-great-grandchildren never have to work because of the money he got, and he's a horrible player.
So who would you give the money to? Would you rather give the money to Klay, or would you rather give the money to Draymond?
Well, I'm saying Durant already said he's going to take a pay cut, so he already set the tone for the rest of the team.
So, but if they have to throw the money, because Curry has to get his money. It's just, you know what I mean. So if you had to, for the second option, well, not the second option, Durant is the best, whatever. But for money wise, who do you throw like that next big contract at? Is it Klay Thompson or is it Draymond Green you go with? Who would you feel more comfortable giving the money to? I would say
Thompson.
You'd say Klay Thompson?
He's a better citizen. Draymond Green is going to bite you in the butt somewhere down the road. And he's going to be a guy that he's also it's easy. Klay Thompson's brother's a baseball player, right? Is he on the Dodgers or whatever?
He's on
the
Dodgers, yeah.
So it's I think his dad played minor league. His dad was a big baseball player in minor leagues as well because he played with the Mets pitching coach Warthen. They played in the Buffalo and system or something like that. But Draymond Green wants do-re-mi. We've seen this is a guy who gets suspended, right? I mean, this is a guy who kicks people where it hurts, right? He's not going to not want, and I don't begrudge him this because he's got a finite shelf life as a professional athlete. and he's got a parlay in that. He's not doing this for charity.
Yeah.
So he's a guy who's going to want to get paid.
Yeah.
So he's not sticking around. He's Matt Harvey.
Yeah,
he's
okay.
Matt Harvey. Matt Harvey's not sticking around now, if he was still good. But there's a guy who wants to get paid. So to me, Draymond Green, you don't have to worry about it because he's not sticking around. He's not going to subjugate himself to be the third or fourth paid guy when there's teams out there, the Grizzlies, even just someone that offering him money to come there and be their centerpiece.
Okay.
So that's what I think. And
yeah.
It's like if I had to choose between DeGrom or Syndergaard and Matt Harvey, being if they were all good, Harvey's not sticking around. He wants the Yankees. He wants the Red Sox.
So
it doesn't matter.
Syndergaard
Exactly.
and
Focus on
DeGrom.
what you have. Yeah.
Okay. Actually makes sense.
But what does KJ think?
I hate to say this, but the way the Warriors are playing right now, first of all, it's gonna end. It's gonna end tomorrow.
Ooh.
And the way that this team is playing,
You grabbed the broom, KJ? You already picked the broom? You picked it up?
yeah, man, I'm ready.
You don't think that LeBron is just going to, have a little bit more dignity and find one? Find a way to get one?
I watched the whole game last night.
Yeah,
and
me too. Man. Yeah.
The way I see LeBron, it brings you back to 2010 against Boston. I think you're going to see him take off his jersey again.
You think LeBron's going to leave?
No, I don't think he's going to leave, but I see defeat in his eyes already. Like, it's over.
Oh no, I see the I realized LeBron had defeat in his eyes when he started talking about his stats. They're giving him a hard time because they're saying that none of the greats really refer. So LeBron James came out and just said it like this. He said, well, I'm an average. It's true. We know this, but we don't expect a competitor and the best player in the world to say this. He said, I'm averaging a triple-double. I don't know what else I can do. Or something like that. Or he said, I've done everything I could do. Has a competitor, has the best. You just can't say that. You know what I'm saying? People expect to see, a little bit more toughness, I guess is the word for him. Or, you know what I mean? Even though we know the conclusion is almost set, people don't expect you to say that being who you are.
Yeah. Well, I think with the Warriors, man, the way they're playing right now, unless LeBron James picks up the phone and trades Kyrie Irving for Russell Westbrook, and Tristan Thompson for DeMarcus Cousins, the Golden State Warriors are going to, I don't even want to say it, they're going to replicate what the Boston Celtics did in the 60s. They have a chance to win 7 in a row, 7 or 8 in a row.
Somebody came out and said, Russell Westbrook, if you want the best way to get back at Kevin Durant for leaving, go to Cleveland. Yeah. Somebody said that, and I'm thinking. Now LeBron, he could check. He could almost check anybody. I think. I think LeBron could have anybody. If say for example something like that were to happen, that would just be crazy.
Amazing.
Yeah, it would be amazing. But what I feel like the safest thing for him to do, even if for have all of them sign a 2-year contract, just bring your boys. You know what I'm saying? We know LeBron could play with D Wade. Anybody,
it's not enough.
Yeah, no. Anybody, when I mean his boys, I mean D Wade, Chris Paul, and Melo. We know he could play. Anybody could play with Chris Paul too. Everybody except Melo, but you would need Melo as that scoring guy, especially. He would be maybe the guy who takes the last shot, or maybe D Wade, whoever has a high hand. But Chris Paul, D Wade, and LeBron, those 3 players are known for being able to play with anybody. Probably the best team players in the NBA out right now. So, and then you need Melo, because now what it looks like is they're regretting not trading Kevin Love for Carmelo because despite what we all want to say about Carmelo, he's not going down like how Kevin Love is going down. He's gonna give you some points. He's gonna do what he got to do, and he could attribute at least a little bit more to than what Kevin Love is doing.
And like what Chris said before, I think with Boston, what they need to do is just keep the picks. Just keep the picks, stay young, and just wait for the Warriors to just get old.
Yeah.
Did you?
You draft Fultz.
Yeah.
And you pick up Michael Porter next season and just grow as a team.
Could we be seeing maybe in the future Warriors Celtics finals?
Possibly, it might be the way LeBron knocked off the Celtics when they last played.
Let's take, for example, the Islanders had their 4 championships in a 4 championships in a row. They made the 5th one, right? But then what happened at the 5th one?
Try for 5.
The changing of the guard happened. Edmonton took over.
Yep,
so
that's right.
And say if the Warriors win, say now because they're the best team. Hypothetically, but it could happen. Say if they win 4 in a row, and then that 5th year they make it again. Yeah. And now the Celtics have been 5 years. LeBron is kind of aged out because
The reason why I don't agree with that is this. What I could see more happening is the runner-ups in the finals, which means I could see more of a Celtics and Spurs in the finals in the future. But I can't see.
I can't say Spurs though, because we don't know what the difference is when Popovich leaves. Popovich has been such an integral part of that team for over 20 years.
Yeah, no, that's true. But I feel like he's gonna wait a few more years just to see what he could do with Kawhi, Aldridge, and if he gets another free agent. But this is what I'm saying. This Warriors team will be. I'm gonna say will be figured out or will be broken up by the time the Celtics is that team in the finals. That's what I'm trying to say. It's gonna take too long.
But like I'm going to go back to my point. We don't know how the Spurs are going to be when Popovich leaves. He's already on his last leg now. We could possibly have the first woman head coach in NBA history with Becky Hammon. Mm-hmm. Is she going to be the same thing as Popovich?
No, you can't replace Popovich like that. But but what you got to realize is this: the Celtics, before they're that team, because you got to think about the Celtics. You're saying, when would the Celtics be basically like the Cavs? Like, that they're probably the team that's going to represent the East in the finals. They have at least maybe another 3-4 years till they're that team. The Golden State, the Golden State Warriors, I don't feel will be as good as they are for that period of time where they will be facing each other.
But who else is going to be in the running? Would it be the Lakers maybe, because they're trying to build up her?
Yeah, no, maybe the Lakers. And then I heard the craziest rumor the other day that the Lakers was the Knicks trade the 8th overall pick to the Lakers, right, for D'Angelo Russell. And I'm thinking, how do some of these things even happen? Like,
wasn't the only one safe?
Huh?
Wasn't the only one safe by Magic Johnson?
Well, I'm just
no. The only one was safe was Brandon Ingram.
Oh,
yeah, Brandon Ingram. Yeah. No, Russell is gone.
Okay,
they're already trying to make deals to ship him out, like, as we speak. So, but for the 8th pick, I'm not comfortable with that. I like D'Angelo Russell's game, but I'm not comfortable with trading the 8th pick for him.
It doesn't matter what the Knicks do. As long as Dolan is there, it doesn't matter.
Well, I guess you're right. About that.
It's just a waste.
No, I guess you're right, but that would just make me turn off
I
my
will
TV.
say this: the NBA does make it like professional wrestling. They do like their big cities to have winning teams.
But
now San Francisco is a big city, but they're called Golden State.
Mm-hmm. But
Cleveland's good, but they have superstars. Mm-hmm. But when does the NBA start to get antsy and want Los Angeles,
New York?
Boston,
But
Chicago,
they never wanted New York to win, though.
Yeah.
It happened in their float that in '99 they got lucky. It was a lockout year, and they kind of.
I don't think it's not that
they were the 8th seed.
They wanted them when they froze the envelope for Patrick Ewing. They wanted.
They won New York.
But number one, in '99, Patrick Ewing didn't even play in the finals.
Right, no, it wasn't about that. I'm talking about '85.
Well, '85.
They wanted New York to
come. The only reason why the Knicks made the finals in '94 is because Jordan wasn't in the league.
Right.
Yeah. But you need your big teams. Like, just naturally, you need those ratings. You need those teams in there. You need Magic Johnson to do what he said.
You need TV to talk about your team.
Exactly.
But the point is that the NBA has done well in the model it has now without New York being a successful team because they're following the player.
Right. That they're so invested in the player. But when players dry up, like we've seen in various sports, there are certain like right now with the NFL, Tom Brady's now 40 years old.
Yes.
Who are the players in football? Brady, Peyton's gone.
Well,
Brady will be gone. Aaron Rodgers, okay.
Football has come to the point now, and this is going to be another bold statement. It has come to the point of horse racing. People are not watching complete games anymore. They're betting on certain parts of the game. People are only watching the red zone. The red zone.
Yeah. The red zone is all just what I say. Scoring
That's the future of the NFL.
Right.
So if it's all going to be like betting and stuff like that, people are not going to care who's playing.
Yeah, no, but it's true. But think about who we talk about, right? We talk about Tom Brady. We talked about Odell. Think about how long we was talking about golf for, and that's just because now they did LA Rams. Sports need those teams to be effective. Like it's almost like
I've always said it. He's going to be the next guy, Jared Goff. He's going to be the next hot superstar in LA. He
seems to be dumb as a post though, because when they had the Hard Knocks last year, he couldn't do. And there's an article on SI.com right now where they go into the new coach of the Rams is like 32 years old.
But it fits the moniker,
right.
dumb jock.
But it just seems. But one of the things that you got to read between the lines. One of the things that they're doing. The center, who's John Sullivan, used to be the center for Minnesota. Now he's with the Rams. They're in practice and he's calling out. He's 32 and he's a really smart guy. He's calling out the defensive line what they're doing, and they're telling him, and they're like, you got to stop. Your quarterback's got it, because Goff, second-year player, has to know how to read and recognize that. And they're like, look, in a game, fine, because we need your help. But this is practice. He's got to learn. And that's
And it's
to me,
hard.
it's like a read between the lines that Goff just ain't getting it.
The center's always the second